Hey guys, it's Amy and I'm here today to show you all how to do the progesterone in oil injection. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then tomorrow is when I actually have to take my first injection tomorrow morning, so you guys will get to see how my husband and I do it. But I'm having my embryo transfer in a few days, and if you're doing a medicated cycle, you have your progesterone and oil start 6 days before your embryo transfer if you're doing a 5-day embryo transfer. And they're not fun shots, I'm not gonna lie, but they are not the most painful shots, I will say that. They look very scary because the needle is so big. But let's jump right into what the needle actually looks like. Your needle will come in a little wrapper. Let's take this out. Now, I have to start off with 1 cc of oil, which is right there. After 2 days, it goes up to 2 cc's of oil, which is there. We have to do this every single day for the first anywhere between 9 and 12 weeks of pregnancy, depending on what your RE recommends. So yeah, you're gonna have to get real used to doing this if you haven't done it before. This is the vial of progesterone and oil that I'm using. There's no mixing involved. There's nothing, crazy that you have to do. So if you got to this point, I'm sure you've done plenty of, getting the medicine up into the syringes. So I'm not going to show you all that right now, but basically, syringe will come with a really thick needle, okay? This needle is not the one you are going to use to put in your bottom. This is just a nice thick needle so you can draw the liquid up into the needle quickly, or more quickly. This is the needle that you will attach to that syringe after you've drawn up your liquid. Let's see the difference here. There, as you can see, the needle you actually stick in you is really not too bad compared to how this one looks. So it's about 1.5 inches long, but surprisingly not super painful if your injection is done in the right area. Now, this is really, really important because we say that, this injection goes in your butt. Quite honestly, it doesn't really go in your butt. It's not supposed to. It's really where it's supposed to go is in your hip more than your butt. I have a really rough drawing that I made, a diagram to show you where this injection goes. What you want to do is make an imaginary line across right at the top of your crack, okay? You do not want to inject lower than your crack, because if you do, that's when it's going to start hurting. And you already know that you have to do it on the outer quadrant of your butt cheek or your hip as well. So you make an imaginary line down either side and across the top of the crack, and then this highlighted area, that's where you have to do your shot. So you don't want to do it down here, you don't want to do it over here, like you want to do it just at the top, right about over here, right at the top of your hip. That's honestly the best place to do it. Now, what I also like to do is I like to ice it first. I've honestly never done it without icing it, so I can't really tell you how much more painful it is without ice. But I think, the ice at least gives me peace of mind, at least makes me feel better. So I ice it for about 5 minutes before, but then I make sure I have a heating pad that I put on afterwards. And I'm going to talk probably a little bit more about that tomorrow, so you'll understand what that is all about. If it's done correctly, honestly, you really shouldn't feel it that much. Another thing that you have to do, or remember to do when administering this shot, is you have to make sure that you haven't hit, I guess, a blood vessel or something of that nature once you inject the needle into your skin. So to check for that, you put the the needle in, and you pull back. You pull back just slightly. And this is not, there it is. You pull back just slightly, just a little bit, just to check to see if there's any blood. All right, so if there's no drops of blood in there, you're cool. You just, inject as usual. But if there is any blood, which by the way, it's very, very rare, so I've heard, it's never happened to me, and you know, it probably won't happen to you, but you just have to just double check. And if there's no blood, like I said, you just continue with the injection. But if there is, you take the needle out, you twist on a fresh needle right here, and then you just inject in a different spot and you try it again. But again, it shouldn't happen, but still important to check out ahead of time. One thing that makes this shot different from the other shots, besides where you put it, is how you hold the skin, or actually you don't really hold the skin. As you probably know by now, you know, doing shots in your belly, you squeeze, you inject, and then you let go. But you don't do that with this shot at all. You want to get this needle as much into the muscle as you can. So instead of squeezing like the fat and the skin, you just push down. You just push straight down, and then it goes in like that. Yeah, don't do that. Don't squeeze it like you normally do the other injections. That's not how you do it. That won't be good. Okay, so tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I'll be doing my shot. My husband will be the one who does it for me because I can't even barely look at it, never mind do it myself. And then 5 days after that, I will be having my embryo transfer, which I will obviously be filming and posting on my channel as well. So stay tuned for that. But here is how to do the shot. It's almost time. I'm just getting iced up. Robert will be administering the shot here in a little bit. Oh, I did not miss these shots. Like, oh my gosh. I know it's all worth it in the end, but when it comes time to have to do this, it's very nerve-wracking. We've got our heating pad all ready to go for afterwards, because if you you know, have an oil substance in a cold environment, I guess, you know, it's gonna harden, it's gonna thicken. So right after the oil gets injected into my butt, which is cold, we put the heating pad on, and so it stays nice and oily, I guess, so it can disperse and not get all hard and uncomfortable in there. So on the right side of my, it's actually more of your hip. I should just start calling it your hip than your butt, but on the right side, I totally forgot I have a little freckle right in the spot where this this needle should go in. So it's a nice guide. You don't have to like, oh, River's done eating his bottle. Yep, all right, done. Not gonna watch this. Honey, don't forget to pull back up the needle. It's so easy to forget to pull back up on the needle. And hold on. You know how you have to push it down, right? Yeah. Was that in the video?
Yeah, it was kind of just push.
Yeah, you push it down. You don't squeeze it. You push it down. Okay. Slow.
Slowly in. It's pretty hard to push this in because it's
good.
So much oil, so much stuff.
And that's only 1 cc. We got to do 2 in 2 days. Oh.
All right, we're good to go there.
Did I bleed?
Putting that on. No, you did not bleed.
Oh, wow.
So I'm really good at this. And then I'm gonna put the it doesn't reach.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
that's
I'm
okay.
knocking over the plant, and there we go.
And then remember how you used to rub it?
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
Is it all coming back to you now?
Oh yeah. Like riding a bike.
Good, because we got, hopefully, if all goes well,
49 more times of this.
Well,
48.
I think it's actually more, because I have to do this the whole 2-week wait too. I didn't factor that in. So it's honestly more like 9 weeks of this, about. Oh God. I shall assist the process now. Surprisingly, having an 1.5-inch needle go in your upper butt slash hip area isn't that bad. It's just honestly more of a mental thing for me, because I mean, it just takes a while. Like, you know, obviously it's going to take twice as long to administer the shot when I have to take the higher dose, so it's crazy, but hopefully I have to get used to it here. All right, that's it, guys. You saw the whole thing. We'll see you at the embryo transfer. Bye.